Hey HCG family, this is Mimi's HCG. I've got to do another video over because the other one was too long because I rambled. So instead of going through all the stuff, because I don't know how to do it. So anyway, I just decided to do another one and deleted the other one. Okay, today, very low calorie day number 1. And another awesome thing is I realized later on this evening that I weighed yesterday, of course, and so when I got up this morning to weigh, I didn't think anything about it. I just like wrote it down, and I hit in my head because I was still kind of, foggy from all the loading. I actually woke up, and the first thing on my brain this morning, and how ridiculous is this, is that, you know what, I got that Ready Whip. I should have put maybe 4 or 5 big squirts of that in my mouth last night before I went to bed. Now I'm going to get up, and I can't have it anymore, so it's going to be there. I mean, it's just like ridiculous. All of a sudden, I start thinking of all the things that I needed to eat that's in the refrigerator that I should have done last night, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't eat anymore. I didn't want anymore. But it's amazing how you wake up and that's what's on my brain. So I got up and I weighed and I wrote it down. And so tonight when I got ready to do the vlog, I was looking at it and I'm like, what? So I'm thinking, did I write it down? I mean, it's pretty slim right here. It's only, well, here again, it's the light you can't see. So. But anyway, I wrote it down this morning, didn't think anything about it, and so tonight I'm looking at it, and I actually had a loss of 0.8. So I'm like, what? And I thought, well, did I write something wrong? And which wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't be like the first time. But that's what it said. So here, that was kind of awesome. Because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm up, but I don't pay attention. I didn't even look. So anyway, so that was kind of fun. That was a little bit fun to realize. It's kind of like, how you get change or something and somebody gives you change and you put it in your coat pocket and then a year goes by and you get that coat out and you pull it out and it's like, woohoo! I got some, look, I didn't even know I had this money. I used to do that all the time, and my husband he's like, he goes, who knows how much money's been lost, And I'm like, no, it's just like it's special. It's like Christmas time, you find it. It's a surprise. So anyway, had that 0.8 loss. Feel good about it. I'm not hungry. My stomach did do a little bit of growling as expected at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I thought, well, I need to go ahead and eat something. But earlier today, my husband, in making him something to eat, he had a salad and something really, salad and tomatoes and onions, and I sliced up half a pear on his salad. And he really did like that. So, but I had cottage cheese, and I started doing cottage cheese on HCG when I did it the first time, and it was a couple years ago. And I did well. I lost. I mean, sometimes I would have it twice a day, and sometimes I just did it the one time. But it was like one of those situations. If I didn't have the chicken on hand, or if I didn't thaw the chicken out, or if I was just flat out lazy, I could just, get the cottage cheese out. So, I did that. I had the cottage cheese. I put like a cup, maybe like a cup and a half. It's fat-free cottage cheese. I do mix my vegetables. I know that, people talk about mixing the vegetables, and if you're just like a purist of HCG and the protocol, and there's nothing wrong with that because, I started out that way, and I just found out that I know there's people out there that if they're that way, and that's just awesome, but I don't have a problem with it. It kind of scares me to think about adding like coconut oil and different oils and that. So, but I can also see in that theory that if you have a stall, and even though the whole apple thing works, from what I understand in the protocol, and I guess I should have read over it again, when Dr. Simeons did the apple thing that advised the apple for the stall, is that it was more of a psychological thing than an actual physical thing. Now, it seems like, I need to go over and read Pounds and Inches. I think the only time I went back and checked on it to find out, okay, for sure, what is it I can eat? And and I'm going by the original one, the one that's just the apples and strawberries. There's no orange or grapefruit on that one. So on the one that the one that I got a hold of that said it was the original, because I think I Googled it, and it came up just Pounds and Inches. It didn't come from anybody's book or anybody's blog. So anyway, so I had the cottage cheese, and not only that, I put some of the yellow cherry tomatoes in it and a little bit of red onion, and then I put like a tablespoon or two of apple cider vinegar and some salt and pepper, a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's what I had, and it satisfies me, it fills me up, so I had that. That was probably about 1 o'clock. I didn't drink coffee today. I said I was going to try to didn't want to drink coffee because I can't stand coffee without cream in it. And a tablespoon of milk, even if it's whole milk, it's just not even worth it as far as I'm concerned. But I can drink hot tea without cream in it and put a little of that Trivia, I think, in it. And I was a big sweet and low person too. So the other times I was on this diet, I did do sweet and low. I grew up with my mom using sweet and low in her coffee and like it. I mean, I liked it, but my daughter again has been on me about that, just like she was the coffee mate, because I used to like coffee mate too. So anyway, I had the tea. I got this here, Vanilla Spice Perfect Energy tea, and so I've had 2 cups of this, and I've had 1 cup of this, just the regular green tea energy, which I've had this for a while, and I think it's actually kind of expired. So I just had that. So that was my lunch. That was my breakfast. I had an apple at about, I'm wanting to say like 4 o'clock or 4:30 or something like that. I went to the produce place in hopes to get some Swiss chard and some kale and those kind of greens, and they didn't have them. This produce place is a ministry that they collect vegetables, fruits and vegetables, for whatever reason. They're like a day old, it's kind of like a day old bread or whatever, and they have organic things there too, and it's really reasonable. You pay a one-time fee every month, and it's really good. It helps out families that want to eat better but they can't afford the vegetables in the grocery store. So anyway, my daughter hooked me up to that. So I was hoping they'd have the greens, but they didn't, because I was wanting to make a smoothie. They did have asparagus, so I did get some fresh asparagus and some oranges and bananas for my husband, and green onions, and that's it. So anyway, not too much of what I can eat. But I had already thawed out last night my chicken, so I measured my chicken, and I was listening to one of you all out there, and just talking about the recipes and stuff that we do. I like spicy foods. I like something that's have some oomph to it and heat, and my husband is really big in hot sauce too, which his daughter's got him some hot sauces for Christmas. And I'm the same way. I got to have some kind of heat and spice. So I had gone to, when I went to the grocery store the other day, I got the Pacific Natural Organic. It was on sale. Low sodium. It's the free range. It has absolutely no fat and no sugar in it. So I just poured some of this in a pan and chopped up, measured my chicken, 100 grams, and measured that up. Put that in there with the broth. Then my asparagus, I took about 5 stalks of asparagus, and I peeled the ends of them off, like I see on the Food Network that they do that, which usually you just chop the end off. You know, you do that or break it, however it snaps for the woody part. But I thought I'm going to do this too, so that way I don't have to cut off so much, and it did make a difference. Chop that up, you know, in just about pieces this, you know, big, about maybe, you know, 2 inches to 1.5 inches, and put that in there, and I added curry powder to it, onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of salt. I tasted it first, and then added a little bit of salt to it. And then after it was done in the chicken, I chopped the chicken up too in really small chunks, and heated that up, then put some sriracha sauce on it, and it was so good. And, you know, usually I've take the chicken broth and made it with the cabbage and cut up, you know, cabbage. And then sometimes when I first went on it, my dose, I'm doing sublingual, but my dose wasn't, I started at the lowest dose, which I think was like 125, and it was sublingual. I was like starving. I mean, I was like, I said, this diet, this is not right. It shouldn't be this way. So I realized I had to, we had to check our dose, and we had to up it, and it was fine. But I was making a pot of this cabbage soup, and just had cabbage and the chicken broth, and was eating that all during the day. If I got hungry, then I would just go get me like a, you know, a cup of this soup and just have that just to help with any kind of hunger. And to me, I think that's an awesome thing to have on hand. If you're like hungry before you grab something, you shouldn't go get that. Make that up. But now I'm going to put, if I had kale and stuff like that, I'm going to put that all in there. But anyway, that's how my day is gone. I still got either another apple. I didn't get any strawberries today. So hopefully when I go Friday, I can get some kale and Swiss chard, and I probably have to get some frozen strawberries because there's not any good fresh strawberries out there. But that's about it. I let you all know how tomorrow morning goes, and to see what all my losses are. I know I have been getting rid of a lot of water weight. I've been drinking a lot of water. We drink water anyway, so that's not hard for me to do. And the tea, but I've been peeing like a horse. And it probably has something to do too with the tea. Is usually like a diuretic, but in the water. But HCG also does that to me. And I slept very good last night. That's another thing. I sleep really good. I haven't had any headaches. So that's good, because sometimes I get headaches just without, it has nothing to do with HCG, just hormonal headaches. So I'm going to go before I have to cancel this one and start all over again. So thank you all for all your subs and for all your encouragement and good words. It's very uplifting, and I appreciate it. So talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.